Let's do this. We undeniable. Chris Rock, The Oscars, a slam dunk. Live Oscar Sunday, February 28th on ABC.
So right now, one of the hottest topics to discuss is obviously the Oscars. Hashtag OscarsSoWhite, a part deux, okay? We're all very aware of the fact that the Oscars and the representation behind it is all for old white men with their saggy balls. We all know the statistics. It's like 94% white, 77% male, and all over the age of 63. It's gross. It's not really pandering to the people who go to the movies, and I think we should all be aware of this by now. Totally understand why people are up in arms. It's an award show. People want their awards. People want award shows to be diverse. Get it, got it, good. But I think the real thing that needs to be discussed here isn't being talked about. And that's kind of what was brought up on The View the other day with Whoopi Goldberg. She was talking, yeah, okay, I get why people are upset that the Oscars aren't nominating more black actors, directors, producers, all of it. Like, she gets it. And there's other people of color as well, Asians, Latinos, all of it. Nobody's being represented. Everybody understands that, and it sucks. We do need to change it. However, what Whoopi was talking about is don't blame these old white men for voting on things they know, like, and want a white protagonist. That's just what they're used to, right? It's the era they grew. But she was saying blame the production companies. Blame these people who aren't casting black lead roles, who aren't casting black directors, who aren't casting black screenwriters. I mean, that's where the problem is. And what you can do is show your power with your dollar. If you want to go to a movie and then you find out that the cast is all completely white and yet it's a story about Martin Luther King, don't go to it. It's just like what came out last year, that fiasco with the Stonewall movie, where the protagonist was played by a straight white male when everybody in the LGBT community knows that Stonewall riots were started by black drag queens. Like, it's not funny to fuck around with people's past. It's real. You know, I'm not going to believe that a straight white cis male started the Stonewall riots when I know my people's history. However, who's to say that a kid 10 years younger than me doesn't know that history? And if he believes what's given to him via the movies that are spoon-fed to us by white men, then our history is going to start to look real bleak, because it's going to look like white men always prevailed and black people were always subservient, and it's just not the case. Like, one statistic that I did think was really eerie about the Oscars is finding out that only 7% of Best Actor nominees have ever been black. That's 4 winners. There have been 4 winners for Best Actor nominee to go to an African American, and that is really eerie until you find out that for Best Actress, Halle Berry is the only woman of color, and her acceptance speech, rewatching it, makes you sad because you realize how hard this is for people of color to achieve. I mean, if you're an actor, if you're a thespian, an Oscar is probably the biggest achievement you could reach. For the people of color to not be recognized in this is a shame. However, you have to look at something like when Stacey Dash, a woman of color, does speak out, and obviously many from her community and from other communities all alike are very anti what she said because they think of it as some sort of hate speech, some sort of self-defeating rhetoric where she's saying, hey, black people, just be subservient to white people and then we'll get awards. And I don't think that's the message she was given. Now, do I fully agree with her? No. I think people have called her out for being a hypocrite because she was saying, hey, we can't support black-only things and expect there not to be white-only things when we have stuff like BET, King Magazine, all that stuff. She did bring that up, and it was weird that she has worked with Black Entertainment Television, she's worked with King Magazine, and a plethora of others, so it was a little hypocritical of her to say. However, I feel like her message isn't really being interpreted correctly. I feel like what Stacey meant was, if we want segregation, cool, let's have BET, let's have King, all of that, but don't be sad when white Oscars don't nominate black people. I think what she was basically saying is, let's create black Oscars, or let's create a better Oscar that includes everyone. And I think that's really cool. That's a good message. I guess I don't see Stacey Dash as being this hate monger. I mean, granted, she works for Fox News, but I guess she always held a little special piece in my heart, being in one of the best gay movies ever made. But you can't let her slide because of that. If she's ignorant, then she's ignorant, and she does need to be called out for that. And I am in no way supporting what she said. I just think I interpreted it different than a lot of people. I don't think she was trying to come down on her own community. I think she was trying to empower, if anything, and say, hey, we can do better than the Oscars. Then you have the whole Jada Pinkett thing when she went up against Aunt Viv. And, like, we're seeing people's opinions come out, and what we really need to see are ideas going forward. And I think a lot of, especially younger people, have great ideas going forward. I really do. I think we need to mix up the Academy. I mean, it shouldn't be that statistic of dominantly old white men. It should be a plethora of viewers of movie. I mean, honestly, everyone goes to the movies. Everyone watches movies. It shouldn't be all one demographic. So I do agree there. I do also think that Whoopi Goldberg's correct in calling out production companies and saying, cast more black actors, cast more black writers, cast more black directors, same with Asians, same with Latinos. We got to do this from the ground up, because it's not just race, it's also gays and women. I mean, this is still a problem for everybody, so we all need to work together. And this casting diversity issue, it's not going to go away overnight. I mean, we need to start looking at things like Netflix, Hulu, Crackle, YouTube. These are all alternate sources of where we can be exposed to media. We can start putting movies out on these alternative media outlets. Like, we don't have to let the four main global powers of production media be who we get all our entertainment from. We can take the control back. It's hard, and it takes a lot of work. You have to do a grassroots campaign. Hashtag Bernie Sanders. I'm telling you, look him the fuck up. Anyway, I did want to just broach the topic of this. I think it's a fascinating thing that we're getting invested in. However, don't only be invested around Oscar time. Pay attention to the movies you're watching. Pay attention to who's in them, what they're about. Are all of the roles that go to people of color making them a cab driver or a drug dealer or the villain? Like, support movies where they're the protagonist. And God forbid we have white antagonists, right? Like, Jesus Christ, the more I learn about white people, I swear to God we're evil. Everything that went wrong in this world's past that isn't in history books is caused by white men. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the skin color. We're just like power hungry or something. It's so creepy. Anyway, we all need to work together. We need to have better movies because Hollywood just plain sucks right now, right? Like, I want movies that are more raw and going harder. So if that takes some subject matter that makes people a little uncomfortable, and maybe it includes demographics that you're not really used to, maybe that's what we need. Because honestly, we're being saturated with the same comic book movie and dumb bullshit rom-com every fucking year. And I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing Ryan Reynolds and Emma Stone like make out. I'm over it! Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for watching. Contribute your opinions below. I'm definitely excited to hear them. They can differ from mine widely. I don't expect people to agree with this. It's just kind of an opinion. So have your own. Leave it below. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Have a good one. What else can I say that would keep this running on? Anyway, peace out. Look, I can bend my fingers again. Yay!